Okay, so here's a video on how to change out your 6x9 speakers on your 98 Honda Civic Coupe. Now I'm showing you after I've already installed them, because the last thing on my mind was thinking of making a video when I realized how much of a pain in the ass it was going to be. So this is what all I had to take out: the rear seat, the bottom rear seat, these side panels, had to take all that out just so I could take off the rear upper deck that was covering the speakers. There was a shortcut way I guess showed a video on, but I tried it and it just wasn't working for me. Where you pry off the grids here, it just seemed like it was going to break, so I just decided I'd do it the hard way as long as it was the right way. So now I'm going to show you in reverse how I did it, and hopefully that'll be better than nothing at all, because I couldn't find one that had the exact same, at least the Coupe speakers. So okay, I'll show you the next step in a minute. Okay, so now the hinges are back in place. So this basically would be your first step, is just folding down the back seats and taking those bolts off of the hinges. If you don't have a key, there are these two little levers you can pull, one on each side, in case you ever get locked in your trunk, or if you don't have the key, then that's how you open it. You'll take those bolts off, and you'll take this off, but the way this one works is a little different. So basically that peg will go in here, and then I'll guide it under the other hinge. So there's that. And this hinge is slightly different. It doesn't have all the washers. It's got a built-in, like, kind of see-through washer. And then just this one bolt. I think it's 10mm as well. So I'm going to attach those. As you can see, the seat's connected by this carpet piece, so you can kind of fold it in half. So I'll have to unfold it and then wedge it under that hinge. But I'm going to put this hinge back on first. So we got to put in the hinge there for the rear seats on both sides, and then attach it to the door. There's the hinge. Just pay close attention when you pull it off how it went. Because there's a few washers, but basically it went on like this. So you have, I believe that first. It goes in there, and then this piece has a little edge, and then this little black one goes on the inside, and it's a 12mm bolt. And you just do that on both sides. But just to show you again, the bolt this washer, the hinge, this washer with the little lip, it kind of fits in the other one, and then the black washer. Okay, so now for the bottom of the rear seat. And basically a little hook there, a little hook under this lip somewhere, and then those little black notches at the ends will fit into those holes there on both sides. And then there's just one bolt that'll go between this and that little hook into that hole there. Okay, so like everything else, that was easier said than done. So I put that hook under here, and that's what keeps it from the seat from coming up. Although it was real loose, so I had to kind of take it off again, and then I just bent that hook so it'd be a tighter fit, and put those pegs underneath the side, which you can still pull out and look under the seat if you lose something, which I did take this as an opportunity to clean all the crap under there, but hopefully I won't have to ever get back under there. So, and then you just pull the seatbelt's through. I think the center one does not. It doesn't seem to reach, and it looks like it's formed to be like that. I really don't remember, so you might look at yours when you do it and remember that part. I also forgot to mention on the bottom half of the seat, the hook that holds everything in place, this bolt goes in there, but mine's not lining up, so the first time I put it in, I just had to pull it over, and then you kind of gotta jam it in there and then just hold it to the side and screw it in while you do that if yours doesn't line up. So there's that. Okay, so now that the rear deck's in place, before you can take that off, you got to take off back seat side panels. And just to show you something else I found out, if you have the mysterious dome light issue not coming on when you open your driver's side door, after I took off the panel, I realized this little plug was unplugged here. So I plugged it in. Now it's on. Anyway, so now you got to put this panel on. What's up, Rusty? Which was fairly easy to take off once you took off the back seat and all that. It's really only held in by these 3 clips like this. These little, I'm sure you've seen those plenty of times, kind of like similar to the ones in the rear deck, but not quite. I mean, there's one there, and then this one. You basically just pry it all out once you move the seat belt out of the way, and it just kind of, as far in the door jamb, it just kind of overlaps here. Okay, so now it's overlapping on the door jamb. Make sure your seat belt is in the right place, both of them. And then I lost that one, so I gotta try to find that, but you basically just push it in. So anyway, I'm gonna work that in there. Okay, so the door panel is in place. On the outside, it's just connected by, like I said, those two clips, and that one, which I lost. But you know, once the seat's in there, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. But on the inside, here's the other door panel. You got to snap these plugs into those holes there. And then the part that was real tricky was at the back, where to get it, if it's not looking flush like that, or somewhat flush, it's because this peg here at the rear of it needs to line up with that hole there in order to be flush or close to it. So once you hook it around the door, kind of get in place, and then slide that in there, and then you can just start mashing in snapping into place, and then put those last two pegs in.